"Who is next?" the reckoner asked again, and I watched every adult in that circle suddenly find something else to look at instead of volunteering. The Duke stepped forward before anyone else could. I think he needed to prove something to himself, far more than he needed to prove anything to the reckoner. "I loved her before any of you knew her," he said quietly. "Let me show you the truth of that, whatever it costs me to show it honestly." The memory formed slower than Yetunde's had, like it was being dragged out of somewhere the Duke had buried it deliberately. There they were, young, unguarded, in love, the uncomplicated way people are before the world finds a reason to complicate it. But the memory didn't stop where he wanted it to. It kept moving forward, showing what came next, whether he wanted us to see it or not. His silence in that memory was louder than any argument could have been. I watched a version of him choose comfort over courage, and I watched the real Duke standing beside me watch it too. "This memory is true," the reckoner said slowly, "but truth alone was never the only requirement. Tell me, Duke, is this the love you wish us to remember her by? A love that stood silently while she was traded away?" I had watched that man command an army, threaten a kingdom, and confess an old heartbreak. I had never once seen him actually break until that exact moment. The memory started fading, not gently, the way Yetunde's had settled, unraveling, like something losing its grip on being real. A love that was never brave enough to be kept cannot be offered as proof that it deserves keeping now, the reckoner said. "I am sorry, Duke, this memory does not hold." I understood, watching him flicker at the edges the same way his memory was. Exactly what the river keeps, what proves untrue, had actually meant. It didn't just keep the memory, it could keep him. "Father!" Dayo shouted, gripping his arm tightly, as though sheer force could hold a man together against something this old and this patient. I didn't decide to move. My feet simply understood, before my mind caught up, that we hadn't come all this way to lose someone standing right beside us. "His love wasn't brave enough then," I said, my voice shaking. "But is the reason he's standing here now, risking everything to make it right? Doesn't that count for something too?" The memory grew, not erased, not rewritten, extended, the way a story keeps going even after its saddest chapter. I watched it show the man he had become, not just the boy who had failed her. The reckoner watched the memory settle, studying it for a long, silent moment. "An imperfect love, redeemed honestly," they finally said, "is not the same thing as no love at all. This one holds. Barely, but it holds." The Duke's memory held, but only just. I understood then that this trial was never going to let any of us get through it without paying something of our own. It was Mama Udara's turn next, and after 17 years of silence, I think some part of her had been waiting for exactly this chance. We had survived 2 memories. I was beginning to understand this trial had never been designed to be survived easily by anyone, no matter how much they loved her. Mama Udara didn't hesitate the way the Duke had. She had been carrying this particular memory carefully for 17 years, and I think some part of her had been waiting to finally set it down in front of someone who needed to see it. This memory looked similar to the vision we'd seen before, but it wasn't the same. It was hers. It showed what she had felt, not just what had happened. I promised her I would raise whichever daughter I was given as though she were my own blood, Mama Odara said, her voice steady despite the memory playing out around us. I did not know then that she already was. The reckoner didn't circle this one as slowly as the others. A promise kept exactly as given for 17 years without reward or recognition, they said quietly. This memory holds without question. Every eye in that golden space turned toward me and Isioma at the same time. I understood in that moment exactly what the trial had been building toward the entire time. The others have shown me how they loved her, the reckoner said. Now, show me something only the two of you can offer. Show me what her sacrifice actually became. We don't have a memory of her, Isioma said honestly. Not really. We have visions. We have other people's stories. We were babies when she disappeared. That is not what I asked for, the reckoner said. I did not ask for a memory of her. I asked you to show me what her sacrifice became. Look at each other. That is the answer, standing in front of you. I looked at my sister. Truly looked at her, the way I hadn't quite let myself since discovering who we were to each other. And I finally understood what the reckoner meant. She didn't disappear to create two lonely girls carrying half a death each. She disappeared so that one day two whole sisters could stand together carrying nothing at all except each other. This memory wasn't fragile. It didn't need protecting. It was simply undeniably true, standing right there in front of all of us. The reckoner didn't speak for a long time. I don't think, in however many centuries they had been walking between kingdoms collecting debts, they had ever been shown quite this particular kind of proof before. A sacrifice, they said slowly, is only ever truly paid when what it purchased is proven to still exist. You are not a memory of her love, girls. You are the continuation of it. The ledger has no claim on something that is still actively being spent exactly as it was intended. I felt something loosen in my chest that I hadn't fully realized I was still holding since the moment Nnamdi first spoke the word ledger. The reckoner made one final mark in that old book, Death of Memory, honestly defended, honestly proven, case closed, they said simply. Before they disappeared entirely, they paused and said one more thing I have never forgotten. Not every death in this world needs to end in loss. I have collected a great many things across a great many years. This is the first time I have ever been glad to walk away with nothing at all. If this story moved you, don't just watch and leave. Tell me in the comments which memory touched your heart the most, the Duke's redeemed love, Mama Odara's promise, or the sisters becoming the proof of their mother's sacrifice. And if you've been walking this journey with Tolani and Isioma, subscribe to Moonlight Tales by Joy. There are many more unforgettable African fantasy stories waiting for you, and I would love for you to be here when the next adventure begins.